Yeah, I told her she had a couple, she had like 3 minutes.
Okay. I'd like to call the meeting back to order, please. The next thing is discussion items, and I just have 2 quick things. Just so the town knows ahead of time that on, Jack, could you do me a favor and shut the doors maybe for a minute? On June 4th, we're going to have a townwide shredder, and it's going to be in the school parking lot from 9 to 1. Rich Carahart took care of this for us. It's the county shredder, and if you have any papers that you want shredded, we will be advertising this. You can bring them between 9 and 1 on June 4th, and there'll be a shredder there from the county and people to accept your papers and to put them through the shredder for you. It is not for commercial, just for homeowners. So giving you fair warning so you can save papers or dig out papers that you want to get rid of, but that needed to be shredded. Rich, did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, it's recommended that there is a 100-pound limit. That's recommended by the county, which we're asked to impose.
Per person?
Per person.
Okay.
And I said, well, how do we know what's 100 pounds?
Yeah.
And the woman told me about the size of a case of copier paper, about 4 of those.
4 reams? Is that what you
know? No, 4 cases.
Cases. Okay. Okay.
And the announced hours are 9 to 1, or until the truck is filled to capacity, which many times is before the allotted time, before 1 o'clock. So I would recommend getting there earlier.
Rich is going to, we're going to advertise in the CoStar. We'll put it on the borough website. I don't know, it might be on there already. But June 4th is the definite date for that, so if you have things to be shredded. The only other thing I wanted to just mention is that I think I've mentioned that we've applied for some grants, and one is the energy audit, and they have now audited this building, the community center, the public works yard, the school, the firehouse. I guess that's about it. And we're now waiting to hear how much of the portion of money that the government has made available we're going to get. We think we're getting everything, you know, that was available in the grant, but we don't have that definite letter yet. So once we get the definite letter, I will let you know, but it looks good for us. And in that grant, they check your lights, anything that absorbs electricity. And so far, so good. We're in good shape with that. All right, council committee reports. Councilman Brennan? None. Councilwoman Cynthia?
Well, we have the budget that's coming up, so I'll talk about it.
Councilman Dibber?
None.
Councilwoman King?
None.
Councilman Mechanico? Councilman Borbeck?
None.
I'd like to make a motion to open the first voice of the public for any business, please.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would anyone like to speak? This is on any business at all. Would you come up and state your name and address? I'm sorry, it's all the way up.
I'm sorry, I'm not taller. Sharon Gatto, Beverly Avenue, Spring Lake Heights. I just want to voice my concern about things I'm reading in the paper about, first of all, the borough shortfall and the threat of our taxes going up from that, and then also the school budget yet again, and our taxes going up from that, yet we're supposed to get some state aid. And I don't quite understand why here comes the specter of rising taxes, and we just got reassessed, what, seems like just a year ago. I don't know, and I see my taxes going up, and all of us as citizens have to tighten our belts all the time, and I'm just wondering, what the school's gonna do to tighten their belts and just what the council can do to help us out here. I mean,
Well, the council last year did not raise your taxes at all, not a penny.
yes, and appreciate that.
The county did in the school.
Right.
Or not the
I mean,
school, not the school, I'm sorry, the county, it was just the county.
Well, I guess I'm trying to sort of be proactive here and just here it comes again and just remind everybody whatever you can do just to protect us. I mean, I can't imagine what it'd be like living on a fixed income and watching this every single year, my assessment go up again.
I think assessment was that like 3 years ago?
No.
When we were assessed, when was
It
it?
was 4 or
Seems like it
5.
was last
4 or
year.
5, I know, it seems
Well,
closer.
my taxes went up and I just, sometimes there's no rhyme or reason to it, I feel. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that
You live in District 2?
District 3.
3?
right down the
Oh,
street.
3, that's right. Yeah, Beverly, okay.
Thanks and keep coming to the meetings.
Yeah. Anyone else like to speak? We have a motion to close the first voice of the public,
I'll make
please.
that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
New business ordinance number 5, 2011, an ordinance of the Borough of Spring Lake Heights amending and supplementing the amending Chapter 2 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Spring Lake Heights, County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, 1987, entitled Administration and Recreation. Can I have a motion to introduce and advertise in accordance with the law?
Yeah, I'd like to make that motion. Second.
Any discussion? And this is the recreation one that came up last time, I think.
Well, yeah, but basically this is correcting that typo for Chapter 2. The benefits of this is that it's self-funding. In other words, the taxpayer is not on the hook. And the people who are involved in the community, the volunteers themselves, will run it. So it's empowerment to the people who are the volunteers, and it's taxpayers not on the hook for a nickel.
Anyone else want to speak to it?
I think it's kind of counterintuitive because at last meeting, we already had a resolution to take care of this issue of the recreation, and Mr. Diver, Councilman Diver and Councilman Mechanico are chairing that, and that's going to include people in the town that want to get involved and want to participate, along with a gentleman, Sean Heater, who has been running part of the programs for the past, Rich, year and a half, or
Just about 2 years.
just about 2 years. So I think that this
This would be his
resolution
third season.
is kind of nondescript.
It's also, the recreation is already self-funded. We don't require this ordinance in order for it to be self-funded. It's actually the current system that Rich Rich and Councilwoman Crippen got up and running is doing very well as far as taking care of themselves. Before, the counselors were actually paid off of the books in our salary and wage ordinance. That's now, all the counselors are paid through the Recreation Commission funds. So, to say that this ordinance would make it self-funded, it's already self-funded.
I would just take issue with Ms.
John, I was reprimanded by a lot of people last time that they couldn't hear the council. So could I remind everybody to speak into the microphones? They really can't hear you. How many people told me that last week? They were all,
A lot of them, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right, Mayor.
okay. Thank you,
I'm
John.
just speaking up to respectfully take issue with the description of our recreation program as doing well. Our recreation program is not doing well. Our recreation program, when it was volunteer-oriented, was the envy of the shore area for many, many years. Since it was destroyed, unfortunately, through the poor-sighted changes that prior council members brought upon us, we have less to offer and people are paying more. And I think that I'm in agreement wholeheartedly with Mr. Borback that it should be people who are motivated from the community to provide for our recreation that should be leading this program, not council members with political agendas.
Anyone else like to
Yes,
speak?
I don't have a political agenda. I'm on the Recreation Committee. I do not have a political agenda. I've been a lifelong resident of this town, I've been involved in athletics most of my life, John, and I wish you would take that comment back.
Well, let me say this, Butch. I'll take it back with respect to you.
Thank you.
I also don't have a political agenda, and my interest is just having a good program for our children.
Anyone else wish to speak? Okay, may I have a roll call, please? This is a motion to introduce and advertise in accordance with the law.
Mr. Brennan.
Yes.
Ms. Cynthia.
No.
Mr. Diver.
No.
Ms. King.
No.
Mr. Mechanico.
No,
Mr. Vorbeck.
Yes.
Motion did not pass.
Thank you. Resolution number 50, 2011, authorizing the Borough of Spring Lake Heights to award contract to Detachable Container and Compactor Corporation. This is to get us started down at the recycling center, redoing it. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion?
Is this for a new recycling center? I understand.
Yes, yeah, it's
So the
to
new
buy the
detachable
containers and all that, yes. Any other discussion? They went out to bid, bids were open to hear the whole bid.
And this is a little bit,
Lowest bidder.
lowest bit.
Can I have a motion, roll call, please?
Mr. Brennan.
Yes.
Ms. Cynthia.
Yes.
Mr. Diver.
Yes.
Ms. King.
Yes.
Mr. Mechanico.
Yes.
Mr. Vorbeck.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay, resolution number 51, 2011, authorizing the 3-year average tax collection rate in the calculation of the reserve for uncollected taxes in the 2011 municipal budget. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Yes. This is the first I saw we ever had a resolution like this. This is from what Mr. Brown recommended last week for, no?
No.
It's not part of it. Could you, anyone explain this to me?
This is a gimmick that the council...
Speak up, John.
Would you-
I say, this is a gimmick that the council is seeking to utilize to be able to reduce the amount that we'll have to raise by way of using a percentage by way of our tax collection rates for purposes of calculating what we need to hold for the 2011 reserve for